Our entertainers are paid quite well in order to entertain white people. I'm just being real with you. You know, some may call me a hater. Some may call me a sellout. And it's crazy because how am I selling out and how am I hating on anyone if I'm just telling you the truth? That at the end of the day, we as people, we don't have any type of power, no type of leverage. So therefore, we are definitely slaves. That's all we are. So the next time you look up to a basketball player, a football player, an actor, a singer, a rapper, whatever, stating that he's getting the bag or she's getting the bag or he's making this money or she's making this money, you know, when they have power and pull, they really don't. And if by chance they do have a certain amount of power, it's only the power that was given to them. It's kind of like hand-me-down power. The power just is really like, it's really irrelevant. Like LeBron getting stopped by a cop, right? He all right. He's okay. The cop is going to recognize LeBron and 9 times out of 10 say, hey, can I take a picture with you? And that's that. Go ahead and leave LeBron. I know you was doing 95 and a 35, but that's cool. You're LeBron. While LeBron is good, LeBron can't protect and save his family. If his son goes out there and do 95 and a 35, that man is going to jail. Or something far more worse may happen to him. So therefore, the point that I'm making is that there's no power in anything that we have. Regardless of whether we're entertainers, actors, singers, rappers, or what, we don't have any power. The only thing that we could brag about is that we get paid good money in order to entertain white people. That's it. The only person that we can save is ourselves. That's it. And we are not even an asset to our community. And this is the reason why you don't see a lot of entertainers talking out or speaking out about police brutality or systemic racism. Because they know that they can't. They know that they're being paid by the very ones that produce systemic racism or police brutality, or that has some type of investment in it, period. Or should I say invested in it, period. Because people don't realize that, police brutality, when a black man dies, they make money off of that. They make money off of that. Systemic racism, they make money off of that. They keep you out so that you don't make the type of money that they make. Because they refuse for you to sit at the same table that they eat from. Period. All you're going to get is the crumbs. And that's what entertainers get. The crumbs. That's it. That's the reason why I don't understand how someone such as myself when I was younger really looked up to our entertainers as if they could have done anything about whatever we was going through. Can't do shit. When I was young, I thought Wu-Tang Clan was the shit. When Wu-Tang Clan said Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, I was like, yo, man, ain't nobody fucking with Wu-Tang. The police officers, nobody. The politicians, nobody. I really, really believed when Wu-Tang said Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. And lo and behold, Wu-Tang Clan is someone to fuck with. Because they're paid to be entertainers. Period. And that's the point that I'm trying to make to you. And this is the reason why my channel is not doing as good as it should. I had a dude, not to get off the subject, this is totally relevant. I had a dude comment in the comment section of one of my videos, and he was like, the reason why your channel is not picking up and not doing better, doing more than it should do, right? Is because you curse too much. You use foul language. You understand? You're screaming, you're yelling, you're aggressive. And to someone that's from the outside looking in, yeah, it may seem that way. But at the end of the day, the reason why my channel is not doing good, our channel's plural, is not doing good is because of the fact that I'm trying to tell people to be leaders in their own life, to lead them on their own selves. You can't make money like that. The powers that be can't make money like that. If everybody becomes a leader, then who's going to be followers? Who's going to follow? Who's going to be the consumer? Because if you're a leader, you're going to be like, yo, man, I can make my own toilet tissue. I can make my own car. I can make my own this. I can make my own that. And if I can't make it, then I'll hire somebody to do it for me. There's no money into that. But there's money in consumerism. There's money into someone that says, I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to go buy something. I don't feel like driving. I'm going to go get a limousine driver to drive me where I want to go. I don't feel like getting my groceries. Well, I'm going to get Instacart. I'm going to go to Instacart and I need this, and this. There's a lot of money in consumerism. So this is the reason why my channel is not doing good, because I don't agree with people being slaves. I don't agree with people being followers. Most of the time that I talk to people, they always bitching and complaining about how they got to go to work and work for this person and do this and do that for that person. But then when I turn around and give them the solution to their problems, they're like, oh, that's deep. That's it. You see what I'm saying? But this is always going to happen. Year after year, decade after decade, it goes on and on and on and on. And all we do is just get pimped. That's it. We don't even control. This is so funny. Being that we're we dominate the entertainment industry, you know, far as music and all types of shit. It's like we don't even control that. I can understand, like, if we controlled the entertainment industry. We don't even control that. We don't even have any ownership in what we create. Look what happened to hip hop. I was there when hip hop was not birthed in the very beginning, because I was too young. You understand? But as hip hop rose up, you know, as it became a popular culture, right? I was there when it was on the way up and to where it's at now. And I can honestly say that it's a shame what happened to hip hop. How black people created a culture that we don't have any type of stake in. We don't have any type of ownership in. We don't have any type of say-so in, which makes no sense. And then you want to turn around and say that you're not a slave. You want to turn around and you want to curse people out when they call you a nigga, but that's what you are. You're an ignorant person. Because anyone that creates something that that is their creation would own it. Period. And if it meant that much to them, they will go through the proper procedures in order to own it. Legally. You see, let me explain something to you. I don't count these 2 books that I wrote, right? Because I was part of a cult. And it has, you know, the cult leader in the books and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I made sure before I printed the 2 books that I wrote, I made sure I went through the legal, proper procedures in order for my book to be not plagiarized. To, you know, nobody can't plagiarize it. You know, nobody can't steal my intellectual property, because I made sure that I copyrighted everything. So whatever I do, I make sure I cover my ass in the court as well as out of it. That plain and simple. I see young men and young women still doing the same dumb shit that we've done for years upon years upon years. And that is creating something and allowing everybody to participate in it and not making any type of money in it. You see these TikTok challenges and shit, and black people created all of these damn dances, and what happens is everybody else starts doing it, and the next thing you know, it gets buried, meaning that you no longer say black people created that shit. You just say, oh, it's just on TikTok. That plain and simple. Nobody doesn't even realize, or even if they do, they don't give a fuck. Most gamers don't care or don't realize that the first game console and cartridge was created by a black man. So a black man is responsible for Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft, Xbox. Oh, and Nintendo Switch. If it weren't for a black man, you wouldn't even be playing these games right now. But that's the problem. That's the problem. We don't own anything, so therefore we can't control it. And we just hand it over to any and everyone that wants to participate in it. And then guess what? They take advantage of it. So now you got, I remember I went to the library a couple of years back. I saw Jane Fonda's hip hop workout. That's crazy to me. Like I said before, and I say it again, we get paid a lot of money to entertain white people. That's what we are. We're not a threat to American society. We are not an asset. We're just here to just tap dance and do whatever the fuck they like us doing. And it's this stage is nothing but a modernized way of how we used to entertain white people when we were on the plantation. How they would call up the fiddler, and the fiddler would, do, and then the black folks would dance, and the white people would be like, "Oh, look at that! Look at the little monkeys! Look at them! Look how they dance!" That's all we are. Person, I forgot his name. This dude made in the comment section and was like, yo, black people need to admit that we have no power, we have no control. And once we admit that and we see the harsh reality, then we'll be able to change it. Well, I'm admitting it today. That there's no power. We have no power whatsoever. Not even in the very things that we create. And it's always been that way. And it will continue to be that way until we change it. And it's not going to ever change because black people love to be slaves. Even though we feel, I'm going to tell you seriously, this is where black people at. We hate for people to call us a nigga or a slave, but we love being a nigga and a slave. We do. We don't mind being ignorant. We don't mind being stupid. We don't mind being negative. We don't mind being deceptive towards one another. We don't mind causing massive genocides towards one another. We don't mind being cruel and disrespectful towards one another. We don't mind disrespecting our women. We don't. But we'll treat white women like queens. And it's going to continue to be that way. And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. Stop calling yourself a king. Stop calling yourself a queen. Stop calling yourself a god. Stop calling yourself a goddess. Stop saying that we built the pyramids, because we didn't. We are not the kings and queens, the gods and goddesses, the Egyptians or the Chemedians that built the pyramids. Thousands of years ago, we are not. We are what you call a genetically modified nigger or Negro. That's what we are. It is something that the white man did. And I'm not going to go in depth with it, but it's something that the white man did when we was on that plantation that we can never alter or change. Ever. For most of us. And it's beyond, bucking the slave. It's beyond that. It's beyond the whole thing of sex plantations. It's beyond that. It's far more deeper than that. Where the white man got into our heads and genetically altered, let me take it back, altered our genetics permanently. You have a permanent group of people that's in our race that's never gonna change. And all they're gonna do is continue to populate and have nigga after nigga after nigga. In other words, generation after generation after generations of niggas. That plain and simple. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. It's a harsh reality. It's something wrong with us when we live in a community that we call a black community, and there's food deserts. There's no type of fresh produce. All of the food that we get is canned products. We get stale old meat. The public school system is fucked up. Our children are reading, damn 18 years old, reading at a 3rd grade level. We're living in the projects and never just thought about, like, why do they call it the projects? There's something wrong with us when we think that that's okay. Living in New York and having to go to the 17th floor and the elevator is broken. If it's not broke, you get in the elevator and it's pissy. You say, fuck it, you take the stairs. You go upstairs and you gotta go up 17 floors and somebody took a rock and busted the lights out because they selling drugs inside the stairway. Or you can get robbed in the stairway. Or raped. There's something wrong with that. But we think that that type of behavior is okay. We sell drugs to one another. We'll take a female. I used to do that. We'll take a female and run trains on her. And we think it's okay. And then to sum it up, we take that and we bottle it up, or rather package it up and sell it to ourselves over a beat. In other words, we rap about the fuckery that we do in our communities. It is something wrong with us. And the persons that go multi-platinum are the ones that's the most foul towards his own goddamn community. The ones that talk about unity and peace and love and coming together and ownership and wanting to do positive things in the community, they don't go platinum. They don't even sell 2-3 fucking records. Something wrong with us. How we allow this shit to go on. How we make excuses towards our entertainers. Oh, they're not puppets. They're not this, they're not that. They're not part of the Illuminati. Man, listen, let me tell you something. Fuck the Illuminati. I said it. Illuminati don't exist. They just don't. It's a figment of your imagination. And at one point in time, mine. At the end of the day, these entertainers work for companies and corporations. And regardless of whatever they do behind closed doors, whether they're performing witchcraft or magic, white magic, or whatever the hell it is, that's what they do. At the end of the day, the entertainer is told what to do. Period. That's it. They're not behind the scenes seeing all this shit going on. And if they sucking dick and getting fucked up the ass, I mean, is that new? Is that new in Hollywood? Is it? Is it new for people that are up, that have a bunch of money? Is it new for them to say, I want to put my Hollywood in your ass in order for you to get paid millions? Is that new? Is that new? In other words, what I'm saying is that type of mentality that a man can do whatever he want to do and you got to listen to what he tells you to do if you want some money. Is that new? So stop it with the bullshit and just admit that we're slaves. That plain and simple. And it ain't shit we gonna do. We ain't gonna do nothing about it. Cause we like it. We like saying, hi, massa. Now I'm doing, hi, massa. How much you gonna pay me? I do whatever you want me to do. I'm going to end it with this. I live in Charlotte. You all know that. A couple years back, I went to the Juneteenth celebration, right? Festival, whatever have you. Got into an argument with this old black man because he was on some shit like, yo, I don't want to ever live in Brooklyn ever again. Now, he wasn't talking about Brooklyn, New York. He was talking about Brooklyn, Charlotte, right? Used to be this community, right? Where it was called Brooklyn, and black people had their own shit. They owned their own shit. It wasn't perfect, you understand? But they owned their own shit. Old black man said, I'll much rather take the white man's money and live in the white man's neighborhood than to live in Brooklyn. So in other words, what he's saying is that the white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice. With that type of mentality, we'll never get ahead. And let me tell you something, 80% of black people think that way. That plain and simple.